Okay, I am going to be writing about Circe. And I have this section of the story right here where she says, oh crap, I just lost my section because I made it bigger. Of course. Okay, the goddess answered, if it's your wish, you should leave my house. But first, you must complete another quest to the home of Hades and Persephone to consult the shade of blind Tiresias, the Theban prophet. So this is where she's telling him you have to go to the underworld. There's no other choice. His mind is clear. Only he can disclose the truth. Even though he's dead, Persephone has granted him the power to understand the truth in the world, even as other ghosts lose their wits. So, I want to use this to prove that Persephone is helpful. So, first of all, let me go to Google Docs. Oh, just go to Docs. Come on. Stop making me run the rigmarole. Okay. First of all, I need my claim. What is my claim? What is it that I'm trying to prove? Now, Persephone. Circe is helpful.
Oh.
Because she's the one saying you have to go to Persephone and Tiresias. Okay, so Circe is helpful. That's my claim. Is it an opinion?
Yes.
Is it reasonable based on the reading?
Yes.
Then that's a good solid claim. Now, can I form claims in other ways? What if I wrote, when it comes to helping Odysseus, Circe is one of the most effective. Is that an opinion?
Yes.
Is it reasonable based on the reading?
Yes.
Is it a claim? So, do claims always look the same way?
No.
They don't. So sometimes kids, they think that there's a formula to follow for claims. There aren't. A claim always has two rules. What are the two rules? It's an opinion. It's reasonable based on the reading. That's it. Which do you guys like more, A or B?
C.
C. There is no C, you dorks. A or B? B. Okay. Now, there is a problem here. If I say she is one of the most effective, that means I have to prove that she is more effective than most of the other characters, which would mean I would have to talk about most of the other characters. Do I want to talk about most of the other characters given how many people are in the Odyssey?
No.
Please, God, no, that's a lot. You have to be careful with your claim to make sure that you are putting an opinion out there that you can actually prove. How about is exceptionally effective? Is that now a more limited claim where I can just talk about Circe?
Yes.
Yes. And this is where it gets tricky. When you're in honors, one of the biggest tasks in honors is you have to learn to be logical. It's not about following the formula. It's about being logical and expressing your ideas in a way that you can actually prove. Don't put something out there unless you can prove it. Kind of think of it as you're being a lawyer. And if you say something in front of the judge is going to expect you to have testimony to back it up. And if you don't, the judge is going to question everything you have to say. So never step beyond what you can prove or what you plan to prove. So what do I need now? I have a claim. What's next? Evidence. Now, some of you start by going straight for a quote. Please stop doing that because that's how you're getting yourself in trouble. When you are going for evidence, you need to start by summarizing it. When Odysseus wants to leave, what does she tell him?
You have to go to the
She tells him that he has to go to the underworld. Why? To talk to, I have no idea how to spell Tiresias. Wrong tab. Talk to Tia. Copy. Paste. Actually, do I have paste for that formatting? I do. Talk to the underworld to talk to Tiresias about what? Now, that is summarized. Do I have to cite summary? Yes. Do me a favor. I need your eyes on the screen or your eyes on me. Staring at other stuff, staring into space is going to make me remarkably unhappy because we're working on good writing. Okay, I do have to cite it. What do I cite it with? Author, Homer. Where do I put the period? After the citation. Now, is this evidence? Yes. Is it as good as it could be?
No.
No, because I need embedded quotes. But once I know what I want to say, I then go back and I look for where I can pull little bits of quotes in. When Odysseus wants to leave, she tells him that he has to go to the underworld to talk to Tiresias about how to get home safely. So, complete another quest to the home of Hades. That looks like a good quote, yes? Because that's the heart of what she says he has to do. When Odysseus wants to tell, she tells him that he has to, and I'm going to go up to edit, paste without formatting. Some of you have weird formatting in your claims because you are copying and pasting without, and it tells you can do Control Shift V, or I just use the menu. Has to complete another quest to the home of Hades to talk to Tiresias about how to get home safely. Are there any other bits of quotes we want to pull, or are we good with that? Yes.
You could copy to consult the shade of blind Tiresias.
Okay. Consult the shade of blind Tiresias. Control copy. 2. Edit. Paste without formatting. Consult the shade of blind Tiresias about how to get home safely. Now, does this evidence tend to show that she's effective in helping him?
Yes.
Does that evidence have embedded quotes?
Yes.
When you read it aloud, does it all sound like one author? Does it flow together? Well, let's see. When Odysseus wants to leave, she tells him that he has to complete another quest to the home of Hades to consult the shade of blind Tiresias about how to get home safely. Does that all sound like it flows together? How good is that evidence? That's like rock star evidence. So there we go. What is the last thing I need to have in a claim statement? Commentary. And the commentary that I've taught you is contrast commentary, yes? And commentary is always like a logic game. I have this piece of paper here. Everyone look at my piece of paper. I am holding something in my hand behind the piece of paper. It is either a real elephant or it is a little plastic pink sheep. Which one is it?
Little plastic thing.
How do you stop? How do you know it's the sheep? You just used contrast commentary. If it were an elephant, it would be too heavy for you to hold. It would be too large for you to fit behind the sheet. Therefore, it is not an elephant. It's impossible for it to be an elephant. Therefore, it must be a little pink sheep. That's how contrast commentary works. It says, if it were something else, we would see different results. It's not that. Therefore, it must be the thing I'm saying. Do you see how that's a logic game? And so contrast commentary always sets it up by looking at the opposite, only because we're still trying to prove our point. So we want to prove that she's helpful. What's the opposite of helpful?
Not telling me anything.
Yeah, not telling them anything, being useless. Can we agree? Right. If she were some useless goddess without information, what would have happened? Yeah, she wouldn't have known where to send him, and he would have died on his journey because he didn't learn how to make the god, well, to make which god? Which god is pissed at him that he has to learn how to soothe? Poseidon. So that's me saying, if it were an elephant, it would be too large to sit on your hand. But now we have to follow up with, therefore, it must be the pink sheep. We have to follow up by bringing it back to helpful. Therefore, she clearly helps him on his journey. Does this commentary explain why this evidence proves helpful? Yes? Okay. Then what I want you to do, and I want you to do this in handwriting, I want you to do this in your notes, because there's a lot of evidence that says if you do things by hand, it sets in your memory better. Right now, I want you to write that argument in your own handwriting into your notes. Go.
Like that exact word.
Yep.
Like in our notes or on the paper?
Either. I told you were taking out paper to take notes, so